Hi. We are live at our new space. We are 2400 Northwest 2nd Avenue, which is also Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard, so you can find us. We're just north of 20th Street. Amazing. So come on out. We are here today, tomorrow, and next week. We are celebrating Thanksgiving and celebrating life. And we're going to get into the show finally. We're going to talk to Dr. Lee, Acupuncture. I love that she walked in today with a big smile on her face. She says, I love this space. So you know what? It's got good energy.
Can you hear me?
It's got a lot of good energy.
We're good to go.
We're talking about acupuncture, as long as your green light's on, and we're talking about fighting autoimmune disease.
Yes, autoimmune disease is because your immune function is out of balance. So in Chinese medicine, we talk about yin and yang, and it always has to be balanced. But now in modern medicine, they also realize that the balance plays an important role to keep the immune function in right state. So if the immune system is hyperactive, then it produces antibody to attack your own tissues, and that is autoimmune. And it also produces antibody to induce like allergies, rhinitis, or sinusitis. So immune function has to be in the right state, not too hyper, not too low. If it's too hyper, you got allergies, you got an autoimmune disease. And if it's too low, then your body will have cancer, develop a cancer, infection, including bacteria, virus. So how can we balance this immune function? There are so many factors involved, but in modern society, there are nervous system involved because when your nerves are hyperactive, for instance, you use too much stimulants, coffee or electronics, or too much stress, then your sympathetic nerves become so active, then your immune function started acting up. So if the immune function has two kind of cells, one called the T lymphocytes, the other is called the B cells. So the T cells also has two balance side. One is called the T helper cells, and the other one called the T regulatory cells. And there's two kind of cells. Oh, there's another kind called T killer cells. So these killer cells, when it's in action, it kills the cancer cells, and it kills the foreign bacteria. But if it's too active, not regulated by another kind of T cells, which called regulatory cells, then you get into autoimmune disease, which include Crohn's, MS, ALS, even eczema, psoriasis.
Thyroid disease.
Yes.
Right? I mean, thyroid disease in women.
Yeah,
But
Hashimoto's.
I have Hashimoto's.
Yes.
Right? So I've had it, I don't know, about 13, 14 years now. It wreaks havoc on your body.
Yes.
So I was only about 40, in my late 30s, early 40s when I got this. And I think it was a reaction to a vaccine I got. Before I had my kids, I had to get all these boosters, and I had a bad reaction, and I think it lay dormant, and then it causes autoimmune disease. But
Yeah.
there are ways to help prevent that?
Yeah,
Through
so
acupuncture preventatively?
acupuncture can be used to restore this balance of the immune cells, including T cells and B cells. So when you first have reactions, like you have rashes or your thyroid, your TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone goes up, meaning you are damaging the thyroid function. What you can do, you try to balance the sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system and try to balance the hormones. And how we do that, there are basic things. First, you need deep, solid 6 to 8 hours sleep, not necessarily 8. Once you sleep deeper, your immune function restore the balance. If you only sleep 4 or 5 hours, less than 5, then your immune system out of balance. And that's number one. Number two, you have to improve your digestion. So if you eat the things healthy but you don't digest well, then your body will trigger the histamine release. So anything not well digested will trigger histamine release, and then that causes the inflammation, and also it also tip over the immune system. So that's the digestion, and also the hormones. Like women my age, between 40s to 60ish, our relaxing hormone are declining.
That's a big range.
Yes.
40 to 60-ish? That's
Yeah.
like half your life.
But the most dangerous time is between 40 to 50ish. So if we are not balanced because of the hormones, and then we don't try to restore the balance, then we can easily develop breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and the earlier we can develop those problems, and the prognosis will not be good. So if a woman develops autoimmune or cancer before 40s, then chances they have that forever, for a long time, or cannot survive 20 years for the breast cancer is much, much lower than if you get it around 60 or 70.
So you think balancing hormones preventively through acupuncture may help prevent some cancers?
Yes, that's right. So like for me, I'm 55 years old, and I knew my relaxing hormone is very low, so I get very sensitive. So if I eat too much nuts, if I eat 5 almonds for 3 days, then it induced the histamine. I would say some rashes, and I started sneezing, and then I have phlegm, and then if I continue, and then I lose my voice, I'll have big hives. So that happens 10 years ago. And now I have to watch how much I can process. If it's too much, then your immune function will be hyperactive. You either get allergies or autoimmune or chronic inflammation. Eventually, it causes like cancer or eczema, psoriasis.
The crazy thing is, you've been telling both of us, reduce the coffee, reduce the chocolate. And the more stress we had over the past month, the more coffee and the more chocolate I ate, because that's what kept me going. Coffee, chocolate, and pretty much bananas, until my body just shut down last week and I was like just done. You know what happened? My body wouldn't tolerate coffee or chocolate or nuts or anything. It was like back to basics and vegetables and eggs. And I have to tell you, the puffiness under my eyes got better.
It's much better,
and
right?
I thought of Dr. Lee, and I'm like, man, she was right all along. It's the caffeine from the coffee and the chocolate. And if you read on anything, because I had a lot of time to read last week, this is what causes the inflammation. If I had actually listened to you, and I had stopped it ahead of time, but I think we just keep going and going on our natural cycles until, again, God says, you're done. This is your new space. You need to rest. Whatever it is, we have to listen and see the signals.
But the other good thing is, periodically, if you sick, it's good, because you give the body rest time, and your immune function actually kind of practice. So your body know how to cope with those things. But if people never get sick for over 10, 20 years, once they get sick, they can die of pneumonia, small things, because their immune system just cannot cope with the things they never has to cope with.
How do people find you? Because I'm
So-
going this afternoon.
So just go to bocaacupuncture.org, and you'll find how you can balance your immune system to prevent autoimmune and allergies, and just live a healthy life.
And she's right near our studio. She says 5 minutes away, so it's very, very close. Dr. Lee is in here, in town, what, about 90% of the time now?
Yes.
So check it out. And she actually, Wayne also has a veterans foundation she works with. So maybe you guys can
Yeah,
connect when we
nonprofit.
go to commercial break. What's your phone number?
It's 617-817-1910.